What's going on, guys? It's your boy John here from the TJM Car Club, and I am excited to bring to you a brand new series that we'll be adding to our channel, known as TJM's Top 5 List. Our very first Top 5 list is going to be Top 5 Most Hated Car Groups. Coming in at number 5, Mustang Drivers. Come on, guys. I mean, you should know why you're on this list. And that's for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, and reason number 2. Better known as crowd killers, Mustang drivers have a knack for losing control and crashing into curbs, trees, poles, and crowds more than any other car. I mean, you can type into the search bar on YouTube, Mustang driver, and 9 times out of 10, what are you going to see? A Mustang crash. But why is this? Well, I think it's probably the ego getting the best of these drivers. I mean, thinking that they're the best out of the big 3 muscle cars in America. It's a very popular car. A lot of people love driving Mustangs, and they can't help but flex on literally everybody when they drive down the road, ultimately losing control and totaling that beautiful, beautiful Mustang. Another reason could be they underestimate the power of that beautiful 5.0 under that car and the rear-wheel drive. You see a lot of them spinning out. But why is it that we mostly see videos of Mustangs losing control more than any other car? Why don't we barely see Camaros, Chargers, or Challengers losing control on the road? I think maybe what it boils down to is that there's tons of more Mustang drivers losing control. It also could be hate towards Ford. A lot of people don't like Ford Mustangs. A lot of people hate the Ford Mustang. A lot of people hate Ford as a whole. And they tend to hate on it and post more videos of Mustangs hitting curbs, poles, trees, and crowds. But you see, Mustangs are like pit bulls in a way. Not all of them are bad. In fact, a lot of Mustang drivers out there are really, really good drivers. And they tend to show off and are really good at driving their car ultimately. Unfortunately for that small group of drivers, well, some of them tend to be child magnets. Coming in at number 4, V6 muscle car owners. Okay, let me elaborate a little bit on this one. I'm not talking about regular people who buy, a V6 muscle car just to go to work or to get from point A to point B. I'm not talking about people who wanted to save money, but they still wanted to drive a cool car. Some of these people, they're not really into the car community. They buy it because it looks cool, and that's fine. I'm talking about these type of people. Oh yeah, dude, like, come on. Like, the RS, in my opinion, is so much better than the SS. Like, I don't know why, you wanted to buy an SS in the first place. Let me just say that, yeah, it's a V6, but, it's just as good, if not better, than the SS. It's got better fuel economy. I got the track package to go along with the RS, and ultimately it's just shut up. Fuck. V6 muscle car owners are some of the most pretentious people in the car community, whether it be RS owners or EcoBoost Mustang owners. They really love to talk about how much better of a fuel economy they have than their V8 counterparts. And yeah, they do sometimes brag about how just as fast or faster than the V8s are. They also love to brag about how much more money they saved on their car than their V8 counterparts. Dude, you wasted 30 grand on basically the same exact car that I have. Like, I only paid like 15 grand on mine. My fucking god, dude. V6 muscle car owners also love to style up their car to make it look fast. They love to put Z01 front bumpers on their base model V6s. Or they love to put RTR headlights on their EcoBoost Mustangs without upgrading any kind of performance to their car. They just make it look good. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some in the car community that will actually beef up their V6s, whether it be with turbos or any other type of performance parts that will actually make it faster or just as fast as some of the V8s. They can make some killer ass sleepers. But in my opinion, just get a V8. There's no point to that. Leave the V6 to the tuners and the JDM community. Some V6 muscle car owners will even go so far as to straight pipe their cars because they think it sounds cool. When in reality, you just sound like a burnt out 30-year-old lawnmower. In conclusion, man, if you own a V6, don't try to rep that you're better than a V8. You just look like an ass. Coming in at number 3, Honda Fanboys. Oh boy, where to begin with this one? Not to be confused with real Honda drivers, Honda Fanboys are probably the biggest posers in the car community. You'll see these 16 to 25-year-olds driving their shitbox Honda down the road with missing parts or parts that don't belong. These guys are the type to drive an SI with VTEC and say, dude, like, it's basically a Type R. I mean, come on. Just because it has a red badge doesn't make it a Type R. Oh yeah, dude, VTEC just kicked in. Honda Fanboys also love to plaster their windows with a bunch of anime stickers because they think it makes them look edgy and unique. They're basically a huge embarrassment to the actual Honda community. You'll also see these guys selling their hoopty mobiles on Facebook Marketplace for 10 grand saying shit like, don't try to undersell me or waste my time. I know what I have, alright? Like V6 muscle car owners, Honda Fanboys are all about show. These guys are the type to dress up their Hondas with $500 body kits without upgrading any performance to the car at all. They will also straight pipe their Honda cars because they think it sounds cool, when in reality, it sounds like a dude farting in a fucking bathroom for 30 seconds straight. Honda Fanboys will also go so far as to give other actual Honda drivers advice about their Hondas, when in reality, it makes you look like the biggest jackass in the entire world. Moral of the story, if you own a Honda and you don't know shit about it, know your role and shut your mouth. Shout out to The Rock. Coming in at number 2, extreme stanced owners. I absolutely hate these guys with a burning passion. Don't get me wrong, camber to an extent looks good on cars. Most car owners, specifically in the drifting community, will camber their cars because it provides some form of functionality, but not when it looks like this. Stance owners love to camber their cars so much to the point that it looks like the wheels are about to fall off. They make their cars look like toddlers who are learning how to ice skate for the very first time. I mean, like, this is such an embarrassment to the car community as a whole. They also love to slam their cars so far to the ground to the point that it sounds like I'm scraping metal on my countertop. The owners look like douchebags too, wearing Dickie shorts and Osiris shoes like that's still in style. You're just ruining your car when you do this. Like, it's the biggest form of car abuse, in my opinion. I could drive my car off a cliff and it'll still be less abusive than me stancing my car. You see this with Subaru BRZs, 370s, Hondas, or literally any tuner car in the car community absolutely stanced and slammed to the ground. Like, what is this? Why do you do this? How does this benefit you? This hurts to look at. Stop. Please stop. Stop it and get some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
If you can't go over a speed bump without absolutely destroying the bottom side of your car, you need to stop stancing your car. If you can't even pull out of the driveway without getting stuck, you need to stop stancing your car. And finally, at number 1, the most hated car group of all time, ricers. Ricers are people that have the worst taste in the car community. For those of you who don't know, the definition of a ricer is someone who extensively modifies their car with accessories. These modifications are tacky, non-functional, or just outright cheap looking. You guys want a good example of riced out cars? Just watch the show Pimp My Ride. Ricers are all about aesthetics, nothing more. They don't usually modify the performance of their cars. To them, it's all about just looking good. I say good because it's absolutely fucking not. Some examples of riced out mods on a car are fake hood scoops, RGB headlights, extremely large spoilers, Lambo doors on cars that aren't Lamborghinis, and in some cases, even neon kits. V6ers, Honda Fanboys, and stancers can all fall into this category depending on which ones that you see. There's a common misconception in the car community that ricers only apply to tuner cars, when in fact that this isn't the case. Ricers apply to all types of cars. Ricers can apply to muscle cars, Euro cars, and yes, even supercars. If you manage to rice out your supercar, then you should not own any car at all. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys have any more ideas on which top 5 lists I should do, be sure to comment down below. And if you want to see more of our videos on our upcoming content, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and get the bell on to get notified about our latest videos coming out. And as always, I'm John from TJM Car Club. Live to drive, drive to live.